Hello, everyone. It's Granny again, and today we're talking about Brad's arrest warrants, affidavits, and so get ready, grab your beverage, sit down at my table, and let's have a chat. So, Brad Simpson is currently being held on a $2 million bond for assault causing bodily harm and for illegal weapons charges. Join me as I dive deep into the mystery of Brad Simpson's arrest affidavit and try to uncover what's really going on. So, the arrest affidavit for Brad Simpson has revealed serious allegations, including tampering with evidence and illegal possession of firearms. These developments come amidst the ongoing investigation into the disappearance of his wife, Suzanne Simpson. So, what do we know? Where did we start? Well, we know that a neighbor heard arguing on the night that Suzanne went missing, which was October 6th, 2024. He saw Brad trying to restrain Suzanne. He saw Brad leave with his pickup truck and then come home a couple of hours later. He even took his flashlight and when he went out to try and find the couple, but he couldn't find them. He did hear some screams coming from the wooded area east of his home. The youngest daughter told a teacher that she saw Brad hit Suzanne, saw marks on her, and saw him take Suzanne's cell phone. We also know that the daughter on the 7th called Brad, saying that Suzanne hadn't picked her up. We also know that Brad got his partner to hide an AK-47 for him in the wall of his home. Other illegal pew-pews were turned into police from a family member. And we know that Suzanne is still missing. Her family and her children want her to come home, obviously. The sister pretty much has, come to the conclusion that Suzanne is no longer alive, which is really difficult, I'm sure, to bear. And we do know that Brad was the last person to see Suzanne that we know of. So let's take a look at the arrest affidavit. Hang on just a second. Okay, so the affidavit for arrest says the undersigned affiant Texas Ranger, they have some of this stuff redacted because they don't give out names. Being a peace officer under the laws of the state of Texas and being duly sworn on oath, makes the following statements and accusations. A victim in this case has been identified as Suzanne Clark Simpson. Date of birth is redacted, hereinafter referred to as the victim. An actor in this case has been identified as Brad Chandler Simpson. Date of birth redacted, hereinafter referred to as a defendant. Said defendant is further identified in SAPD computer files under SID number. It is the belief of your affiant that the offense of assault causes bodily injury to a family member was committed on or about the 6th day of October 2024 in Bexar County, Texas. Your affiant has probable cause for said belief by reason of the following facts. Your affiant, Company F Texas Ranger, redacted name, is a Texas peace officer employed by the Texas Department of Public Safety. Your affiant serves as a Texas Ranger assigned to the Texas Rangers Division within the Texas Department of Public Safety. Affiant has experience in investigating felonious criminal offenses. Affiant has obtained and executed arrest and search warrants relating to crimes against a person and property. On 10/8/2024, I, Company F, Texas Ranger, name was redacted, was requested by the Olmos Park Police Department, OPPD, to assist with a missing persons investigation. I learned that the investigation was being documented under case redacted. I spoke with OPPD police chief who briefed me on the investigation. I know the chief to be credible and reliable. I learned from the chief that OPPD was dispatched to redacted for a missing police report. I learned from the chief that Brad Chandler Simpson reported his wife Suzanne Clark Simpson missing. I learned Miss Simpson was entered into TCIC, NCIC as a missing person under, I think, NIC. I'm not sure. Learned that the Simpsons and their, I'm assuming, children reside at the residence. I learned from the chief that Ms. Simpson's cell phone was missing. I learned from the chief that on 10/6/2024, the Simpsons attended a party at the Argyle, located at redacted, before returning to their home. I learned that Mr. Simpson reported that at 1500 hours on 10/7, he received a call from the school advising him that their daughter had not been picked up from school. Mr. Simpson stated that Miss Simpson usually picks up their daughter from school. I learned from the chief that Mr. Simpson was uncooperative during the investigation and failed to attend the scheduled follow-up interview. Isn't that interesting, guys? He's uncooperative and he failed to show up to the follow-up scheduled interview. I learned that Mr. Simpson had relocated to his ranch property in Bandera. Right, we're going to look at page 2. Bandera County, Texas, and appeared to be separating himself from his family. I learned from the chief that he interviewed Miss Simpson's brother. The chief told me that the brother told him that Mr. Simpson had called him and apologized for all the problems that he had caused. Wonder what that means, guys. I spoke with OPPD officer who advised me that he had obtained information from blank regarding the Simpsons blank child. Officer told me that he spoke with school staff on 10/8/2024 at approximately 4:37 p.m., who advised him that the child told staff that her mom and dad were fighting. The officer also stated that the child told him that blank told staff that her dad had hit her mom in the face and possibly pushed her into a wall. The officer also stated that the child told him that, anyway, the child told the staff that her mom had a bruise on her elbow and that her dad had taken her mom's cell phone away. How sad. So we know that it was the youngest child, and the youngest child is 5 years old, a little girl. Really sad. And they don't understand, I mean, I'm glad that she told the staff this. I'm glad she did, Older children would be hesitant to say something. At approximately 9:50 p.m., I conducted a non-custodial interview on blank, who resides across the street, must be the neighbor from the Simpson residence. I know blank to be credible and reliable. Advised that on 10/6/2024, he was in his bedroom, which has an exterior window that faces the Simpsons residence. The neighbor advised that at approximately 10:11 p.m., he heard what appeared to be arguing between two people outside his window. The neighbor explained that the arguing became louder and seemed closer to his window. The neighbor said that he later looked out his window and observed both Mr. Simpson and Miss Simpson involved in a physical altercation. The neighbor described that he observed that Miss Simpson, and I think it means Mr. Simpson, was grabbing Miss Simpson by her upper torso area to gain control of her body. The neighbor stated that he observed that Miss Simpson was attempting to get away from Mr. Simpson's grasp as he tried to pull her downwards. The neighbor told me that he observed that after an approximately 1-minute struggle, both Mr. Simpson and Miss Simpson were last seen headed westbound from his residence. The neighbor advised that it appeared that Mr. Simpson was clearly attempting to keep Miss Simpson from running away. The neighbor advised that he later grabbed a flashlight and went outside to look for Mr. and Mrs. Simpson, but the neighbor said that a short time later he heard 2 to 3 screams from a wooden bushy area east of his residence. The neighbor explained that he returned to his residence and approximately 1 hour later he observed Mr. Simpson's truck start, a black GMC pickup, started up and departed the location. The neighbor advised that Mr. Simpson returned approximately 1 to 2 hours later. I spoke with the OPD sergeant who advised me that she had contacted AT&T regarding Miss Simpson's cell phone. I learned from the sergeant that she was told the best known activity from the cell phone was on 10/7 at approximately 7:15 a.m. near certain GPS coordinates. This location is located within a business parking lot in Almost Park, Texas. I learned that there has been no more activity since the last known ping. Okay, so if what the child said is correct, the phone, Brad had the phone. So, at the time of this affidavit, there have been no signs of life from Miss Simpson. The facts in this affidavit include, but are not limited to, personal observations, training, and experience, and information obtained from other peace officers. This affidavit is intended to show merely that there is sufficient probable cause for the requested warrant and does not set forth all of my knowledge about this matter. So, if we think about what we just read there, this arrest warrant was specifically for assaulting Suzanne. Okay? So they wanted to get him behind bars for this specific purpose. Now, the ATF filed another affidavit, and we're going to go ahead and read that. I'm going to share my screen. For that one. And this was filed on October 11th of 2024. United States of America versus Brad Chandler Simpson. I, the complainant in this case, state that the following is true to the best of my knowledge and belief. On or about the dates of October 10th, 2024, in the county of Bexar in the Western District of Texas, the defendants violated unlawful possession of a firearm not registered to him in the National Firearms Registration and Transfer Record. Penalties are 0 to 10 years imprisonment, $250,000 fine, maximum 3 years supervised release, and $100 mandatory special assessment. I, Special Agent Matthew Gulzian, I don't know how to say that. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. Do hereby depose and state I am currently employed as a special agent with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, HEF, and have been so employed since July 2020. I have participated in investigations concerning violations of Title 18 and 26 of the United States Code, including those related to illegal possession of firearms and violations of the National Firearms Act. On October 7, 2024, Suzanne Simpson was reported as a missing person to the Olmos Park Police Department. Officers went to the residence shared by Suzanne Simpson and her husband, Brad Chandler Simpson, on Olmos Drive in Olmos Park, Simpson residence, to investigate where they met Simpson. The Simpson residence is within the Western District of Texas. As the investigation continued, officers developed probable cause to obtain a search warrant for the Simpson residence. Law enforcement officers from the Olmos Park Police Department and Texas Department of Public Safety executed the warrant on October 9, 2024. After the execution of the warrant on October 10, 2024, a family member informed law enforcement officers that Simpson owned multiple firearms that he or she wanted to surrender. The family member recovered several firearms from a locked room in the Simpson residence and showed them to police and HEF agents. This room also contained several silencers registered to Simpson in the National Firearms Registration and Transfer Record, NFRTR. Excuse me, I need to get something to drink. Okay. The family member transported the firearms to the Olmos Park Police Department and surrendered them to law enforcement officers. One of the firearms surrendered from the locked room in the Simpson residence that contained silencers registered to Simpson was a Grand Powers Strybog SP9A3 9x19mm caliber rifle, serial number GSB 4435, manufactured in Slovakia. This rifle has a barrel length of approximately 8 inches along with a shoulder stock and vertical foregrip depicted below. A rifle designed to be fired from the shoulder, fitted with a shoulder stock, and featuring a barrel less than 16 inches in length is classified as a short-barreled rifle, SBR, under the NFA. Title 26 United States Code 5861D provides that it is unlawful for any person to possess an SBR unless registered to him in the NFR-TR. 5. A query of the NFR-TR system indicated that this SBR was not registered to Simpson or any other person. 6. Based on the above facts, my training and experience, I believe that there is probable cause that Brad Chandler Simpson possessed an SBR that was not registered to him in violation of Title 26, United States Code 5861D. So this is also something else that he's being charged with, right? Okay, and now we also know that he had his friend, a longtime business partner, James Cotter, hide a gun for him in his home, right? Okay, we're going to just read, I'll present my case, my screen, and we're just going to read this article here. It gives a little bit more about what's going on with James Cotter and why he's in trouble. Now, we know that Brad has a $2 million bond on him. And if you think about it, he had his friend, James Cotter, hide the gun, which makes you wonder if it was used in a crime. Was it used in unaliving Suzanne? you know. And he also had unregistered firearm in his home. And he's also been found to commit DV against Suzanne. All right, so let's hear about James Cotter. Evidently, he has a bond reduction hearing on November 4th, but we'll see. The attorney for James Cotter, a longtime business associate of Brad Simpson, is demanding changes to his client's conditions at the Bexar County Jail, accusing District Attorney Joe Gonzalez and Bexar County Sheriff Javier Salazar of trying to coerce Cotter into cooperating. Attorney Robert Maurer sorry, that's a tough one. It doesn't look hard, but it really is. Told KSAT Friday afternoon that Cotter, who is facing felony charges of tampering with evidence with the intent to impair an investigation and possession of prohibited weapons, has been sitting in a holding cell since his arrest on Monday. Cotter's bond on the felony charges has been set by a magistrate's judge at $1 million, court records show. Cotter appeared in front of pre-indictment court judge Miguel Najera on Friday in an effort to get the bond amount reduced. A bond reduction hearing is set for November 4th. Obviously, they want to keep him in jail because they want to coerce him into cooperating, Maurer said, calling the bond amount ridiculous. Because he is not in a jail cell, Cotter does not have access to proper meals, communication, and regular showers, Maurer said Friday after the brief hearing. This is probably the most unconstitutional, egregious action I've seen in my 30 years of law practice, Maurer said. In a statement, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office told KSAT on Friday night that the jail does not serve pork, despite Cotter believing he ate pork. Deputies said the jail only serves turkey, chicken, beef, and soy. Additionally, Cotter, has not made any complaints nor grievances, the sheriff's officer said in its Friday night statement. Cotter has been housed in a cell in a living unit at the Bexar County Jail. Cotter was taken into custody just over 2 weeks after Brad Simpson's wife, Suzanne Clark Simpson, was reported missing. A law enforcement source told KSAT Tuesday that Cotter is accused of helping Brad Simpson hide a weapon possibly tied to his wife's disappearance case. An arrest affidavit obtained by KSAT Tuesday accuses Cotter of concealing a rifle on behalf of Brad Simpson at Cotter's home. Cotter's updated booking page removed the prohibited weapons charge during the day on Tuesday and then placed the charge back on Cotter that evening. Cotter will be prohibited from possessing guns, will be on full house arrest, and must surrender his passport if he posts bonds, court records show. Cotter, 65, and Simpson, 53, had been partners in multiple real estate ventures, background checks for the two men reveal. The two were co-defendants in a 2012 lawsuit filed against Cotter's company, Cotters and Sons, according to court records. Simpson's background check shows he was a manager at the company. BJ Corporation, a janitorial company, sued Cotter and Sons for failing to pay for cleaning services at several buildings. That doesn't really have anything to do with what's going on here, but a spokesperson for the Texas Department of Public Safety, Cotter's arresting agency, told KSAT Tuesday afternoon the Texas Rangers and the OPPD arrested Mr. James Vale Cotter at his home yesterday. During the missing person investigation in Olmos Park, investigators learned that Mr. Cotter had committed the offense of tampering with evidence, which is a third-degree felony. Mr. Cotter is a business association of Mr. Brad Simpson, husband of Suzanne Simpson, who has been missing since October 7th. So basically, those two were charged with tampering, fabricating physical evidence, you know, all of it. Not good, guys. And Suzanne is still missing. So that's the worst part of it. You know, why was Brad concerned with hiding a weapon now? It was very quickly after Suzanne went missing. That is so suspicious, guys. And I can understand why law enforcement felt that, it's related to the case. I thought it was kind of interesting to go over the affidavits to see what exactly happened with these guys. And I think one of the things said by the officer in the first affidavit that we read was that wasn't all the information that he had. When they put in an affidavit for an arrest, they only have to put in what they feel is enough to get the arrest. They don't have to put in everything they know, and it even says that in there, that that's not all the information that he has. So they're not going to put all that information out there. We don't know everything. And, the saddest part of this whole thing is that Suzanne is the one that's missing. It's about her. She's the one that's missing here. And, I wish I would have uploaded just a picture of her alone. She was a beautiful, beautiful woman. And I just feel badly that her life was taken so soon. She has 4 children, that don't know what's going on, So I want to encourage you guys to, if you know anything, please, let police officers know. If there's something you feel that I've missed in this video concerning the affidavits, please let me know. I'm always willing to, say I was wrong, or it doesn't matter, because we can all work together. We're Granny's Crime Busters, right? So I want to thank you guys for all being here, and I encourage you to like and to subscribe and comment. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think. Do you think that Brad is guilty of unaliving Suzanne? What are your thoughts? And let me know that, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching another episode of Granny's Crime Busters. We really appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to subscribe and like and even share the content. You can follow us on any of our other social media platforms at YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We really appreciate you guys, and you can also email us at granniescrimebusters@gmail.com. Thank you so much, and we will see you on the next one.